Alrighty, gang. So, welcome to another installment of Are They Hacking or Do You Suck? So, up for your consideration this time, we have Bleezy. Now, I do want to point out that CS2 Season 3 just started. Everyone is D ranked. Let me get back over here and I can show you. So, everyone here is D ranked. I have a few people muted, I guess, because I've played them before. But you can see that there's no ranks. So this was probably my second match. Now, Bleezy, it might even have been my first match. It's hard to remember. This player right here does some super, super suspicious things. So let's take a look at those things now. We're going to go ahead and fast forward into this. Not a big deal watching. Let's get back a little bit further so you can see here. Sorry. So, not a big deal. Molly comes in, turns around. Nothing unusual here. We're just going to let this ride because this is a 3-kill. You know, I don't know if he saw anybody come in there. Maybe he did. But this is completely normal. I don't see any reason to stop and slow that down. Simply because we have some other clips here that are... I mean, yeah. Alright, so here's where it gets a little weird. Watch this. So all three of these guys are here. There's no one on mid giving them call-outs. There's no one on B giving them call-outs. The entire team is just here. And Bleezy's just lighting them up. You know, he's got some decent crosshair placement and stuff like that. I'm just going to speed this up a little bit right through here. Here it is. All right, so there's that. Very cool. Let's scoot up to the next engagement. So I don't think this is another... yeah, that's not a very crazy engagement right there. Nothing special, but, you know, he didn't see him on the box, so that's a candidacy for... I just want to go back and reiterate, I'm not calling anybody a hacker. I'm just saying that there's some suspicious things happening. Maybe I'm just not good enough at the game, but I do understand how game physics work and how the gameplay functions. So, you know, there's a good kill there. I do want to kind of back this up a little bit and see where he takes a few of these shots. Let's scoot up to here, and I'm going to break this down to a quarter speed. So, let's see what we got going on down here below. Alright, so not a big deal. Good crosshair placement. Right. Let's just slow it down and see what we got. The magic really comes when you slow it down and you see what's going on there. So, and I do want to reiterate that there are all kinds of hacks out there, man. There's aim hacks. I mean, a lot of the hacks that I've seen on, you know, TikTok and YouTube and stuff like that, they've got panels where you can literally pick the percentage of how often, you know, your shots hit headshots, and it will literally run an algorithm and just sit in the background and say, okay, you can unload, but every 5th shot or every, you know, 10% of your rounds that come out will be headshots. There's all kinds of stuff. That kind of stuff is hard to prove. This kind of stuff, you know, is a little bit differently. I don't know how wall hacks work. I've never actually, the only thing I've ever actually seen with wall hacks is they kind of look like stick figures. That's the only thing. I don't even know which one that is. So let's look here. So we've got green on the other team. It's just hanging out in the smoke. Everybody passes. He starts to engage right here. And Bleezy obviously takes the opportunity after the engagement begins and gets him. He's out in the open. There's nothing to hide here. I don't believe there's anything crazy about that. So we're going to move over to the next engagement. All right. So we know there's someone on cat. They know there's someone on cat because the rounds were just coming from cat. No big deal. And this next kill, let's just speed that up. We'll get back to regular speed, maybe twice speed, and then slow it down to regular. So, nothing wrong with this. He knows where the bomb's planted. Boom, done. This is where it starts to get a little iffy. I'm going to speed up here. So let's slow this down. So there's a smoke right there at mid doors. And I'll back it up a little bit further just to reiterate. So everybody's coming around the corner. No one's in suicide right now. They were a second ago. I'm blue on the other team. I crossed up into lower tons, so I'm sure that was there. Not a big deal. But let's get this like half speed. That's getting way too boring. I just want to point out this next one is really, really, really suspicious. Okay, so, you know, Bleezy throws out a smoke. There's a flash. We still can't see any of the other players on the other team at all. Now, coming up here in a second, there's an indication that there is someone in mid right there. There's the shots on the wall right there on the player's right side. Here's where it gets spooky. You cannot see this other player. So why is he firing there? Why isn't he firing out into the middle of truck? Why is it just this gap on the left side? That was suspicious, right? Then we have yellow that pushes up. We can hear footsteps, blah, blah, blah. Okay, whatever. But that right there, I do want to point out, was very suspicious. So we're going to move up to this next engagement. Now, some of these engagements I haven't watched all the way through because I only kind of scanned through to see if there was anything worth making in the video for y'all. All right. All right, we can hear the other players. You know, obviously we're using our ears and they're using their ears too. So... all right, nothing crazy there. We can bring that back and watch it at speed. I don't think anything was concerning about that. It came around the corner. You could see a silhouette. Let's watch it in real time. Right? Nothing crazy about that. All right, the next engagement. Let's see what we got here. Now, once again, for anybody that hasn't watched any of these videos before, I do want to reiterate that just because someone is using hacks doesn't mean that they're not going to try and make it look like they're not using hacks, right? They're going to try and make sure that it looks like they're playing normally. So they're going to purposely look in random directions, especially if they've got a good lead. They want to make sure they die a few times. Nobody wants to have 0 deaths and, you know, 30 kills. So just keep that in mind. I think this one here is pretty sufficient. This, you know, you can hear someone running through CT. Right, another headshot. Dude's got a crazy headshot percentage. Let's take a look at that. The headshot percentage on Bleezy is 45 at 11 kills. That's pretty good. Let's go ahead and pause this right here and get back over to Bleezy. So now we're going to be watching Bleezy again. And I don't think Bleezy does anything in this upcoming round, so let's go ahead and just hop to the next engagement he has, which is coming up here. So let's take a look. So I think this may actually be the smoke shot that everyone was talking about. I'm not 100% sure. Let's watch this. Right, so Bleezy's smoked out. He's flashed out. Right. Let's see. No. Absolutely not. Come on, y'all. Come on, y'all. No. Let's get back up to that. Let's watch that again. And let's just see. All right, so yeah, yellow was there. He was close in. You can hear, but hearing doesn't give you a direct location of where to shoot. Let's see if he ever peeks out of the smoke at all. No peeking out of the smoke. I mean, maybe a fraction? I don't know. This is where it got suspicious. Let's watch that in real time. Come on, ladies and gentlemen. That right there, a little too much. That right there is a little too much. So Bleezy dies the next couple rounds. Let's see what Bleezy's looking like. Bleezy's looking at 13, 13 and 5. Obviously, we're not doing too good on the other side. The next two engagements that he gets in are deaths. Let's go ahead and scoot up to the next engagement. All right, here we go. Not a big deal. We know people are here. Let's see. All right, not a big deal. Those weren't suspicious at all. Let's go back a couple seconds. I found it's easier to go back and get on your target first. Now we'll go ahead. The next engagement down here is a death, and the following engagement is, I think, a double kill. So let's go ahead and watch this. Let's back up a little bit to get some context on what's happening. There we go. So he's throwing a grenade out. I'm sure he's got some intel that there's some people up in mid, but let's just watch and see what happens. Now, once again, I don't want to directly call this person out for being a hacker, but that last one, come on. That's why I like to go back and watch it at speed, too, because when you slow things down, I mean, there might be 5 or 6 pixels of a head poking out, and it looks like, oh, yeah, you know, you could see him, but then you play it at speed. Come on. Nah, I don't know. Let's go back and look at that again. Let's watch this crosshair training right here. Watch this. You ready? So, of course, he slid out. But watch him crosshair train. So he turns the crosshair. He knows where he's at. He can hear him, though. I mean, still good kills, but like I said, that other one through the smoke, and then that one around the corner, that one's difficult, everybody. So, of course, we got smashed in that 13-4. Not great for anybody involved. You know, my buddy Green had some good ADR, but everyone else kind of, you know, blew it. And I know a couple of these people, they're not bad players. So, as you can see, we're still in the Premier. 0 matches won. I think this was our first match. And the second one was, you know, we won the second one. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and end this video here, just like that, because I do also want to come back to Alante Musk and take a look at that one, because we were having a lot of really suspicious things happening there too. So if you haven't watched that one already, take this and head over there and watch this. I'm probably going to be posting these back to back. So I'm going to go ahead and stop this here. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed it, please like and subscribe. We're going to continue to review these suspicious matches. I am not biased. I don't just do the other team. If I see someone that does something suspicious on my team, we're obviously going to inspect that as well. I don't just do lost matches and smash matches like that. If I look for suspicious activity, I listen to my teammates for suspicious activity. I listen to the other team for suspicious activity. And if anything looks like it might not fit quite right, someone's got 30 kills at an 80% headshot range and they're playing with, you know, I'm not going to say who exactly it is, but somebody on my team right now is a 20K player. So, it's not who you think it is. So it's pretty suspicious. So hopefully you enjoyed it. Please like it. Please subscribe. We're going to keep pumping this out. I got other videos coming. Thank you for watching.